Okay, so today is day 4, week 7. This is the last installation for the week, sadly. And so let's take full advantage of it. Um, you know, where's Nancy? Nancy's there? Nancy Joseph. Oh yeah, she's there. Yeah, yesterday I was watching yesterday's recording and it had me laughing with those cats, man. Boy, that had me laughing. But those cats in those nice suits that they had yesterday. Um, but no more language for the week. We're gonna do some math today and then history or social studies and then religious knowledge. Right, religious knowledge. And then we're gonna call it cap 4.
I don't.
Say it again. You thought
I know
what?
you said. Now we have social and religious.
Yeah, social then religious. Yeah, I said that.
You didn't. You just say religion. Knock it off.
No, 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 no. Social and religion. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so let's begin with our usual, and then um and then we'll come back to and then so we'll move from unfamiliar to familiar. We'll move from familiar to unfamiliar. Um, I remember that we had a question that I'm not gonna go to that tonight. I'm not gonna do that yet. Um, let's um let's do this first, and then we'll get to that question eventually. But there's a question with the men and um with if it takes one man, if it takes a few men to do something, how much it'll take? Remember that question?
Oh, like
Yeah,
Kennedy.
yeah. Kennedy Way was right actually. Kennedy Way was right. When I looked at it again, I looked it up. Kennedy Way was right, and I said I was trying to figure why does that make sense, and I think I got it. I think I got the reason why it makes sense. And I wanted to explain that, but I need a bit more time to think about it still. So, but her way was correct. Her way was absolutely right. Okay, so we're gonna begin today with
Next week then.
next week or tonight if I am satisfied with my explanation. Okay, so yeah, so it says right. So can is my screen sharing?
Like so.
Okay, good. That's good. So did we finish this? Did we finish the sets question? Yes, we did. This was an interesting stats
Yes.
question though. I wasn't expecting them to ask these type of questions. They usually just do what is the intersection, what is the union, those sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't go that route. They asked something more intuitive. Like you have to be really, that's one thing about these exams. But you have to be prepared for everything. Um, when we go over in class the past papers, it's good that we go over them because a lot of things you'll be familiar with. But make sure be prepared to think outside the box too and answer um, what the question is saying. Okay, so really go inside that exam with your thinking caps on. Very important that you do so. Remember that as you enter, please place here or present in the chat box, the WhatsApp chat box to indicate that you are here. Okay, so let's move. So it says write the next two numbers in the sequence. Again, write the next two numbers in the sequence. Right, so let's answer this question. Write the next two numbers in the sequence. I remember this matrices problem, boy. This gave us a headache. But it was good. It was good. So we covered a lot of ground yesterday. So we can start very easy. What do you all think is the next two numbers in the sequence? And if you say so, why?
So,
Said 0, 3, was it?
0, 0.
0 and 3. Um, why would you say why would you say that?
I agree with that.
Why would you
I
say
think because it's counted in threes. It says,
203 is? Okay. Okay.
yeah.
The sequence pattern is you minus 3 from each number that goes down.
You minus 3? You saw your minus 3?
But you add 3, sorry. Like,
Add.
because it's negative 9. You
Mhm.
just keep adding.
Very good. So in each case, we add 3. So here we have, oh my, let me discard that. So this is what we call a arithmetic sequence. And we call it arithmetic sequence because in an arithmetic sequence, to get the next term, right, you must add a constant, right? And you have to add that constant every time. And once you add that constant, you get the next term in the sequence. Okay. Now here, our constant that we always add for this particular problem, for this one, we can see that there's a pattern. Because if we add 3 every time, we get the next term in the sequence. And so that's how we are going to progress with this. And you say, Mr. Petit, how you know it's positive 3? Well, let me show you. We know that negative 12 plus 3 is going to be negative 9. Okay. And negative 9 plus 3. And so the same negative 9, we add 3 to it, we get negative 6. And then negative 3 plus 3. Sorry, negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. And negative 3 plus 3 is what? 0.
0.
0. And finally, 0 plus 3.
What's it?
0 plus 3 is what?
3.
3. Very good. 0 plus 3 is 3. And so this is our answer. So the next two terms in the sequence would be 0 and would be 3. And so this is 0 and positive 3. So those are the next two terms in the sequence. Okay, let me know if you have that down. If you do have it down, please send in the notes to me as well. Someone is asking. But do we understand that? That's clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So what we do in each step, we add 3 to get the next term. So this is sequences. Okay. Next up, we have this interesting structure. So it says below is an addition wall. Fill in the 2 bricks that are in the bank. Anyone ever did a question like this before?
No, so
Not really.
Not really. So neither have I, right? But you have to use common sense, right? Not everything will be exactly like how
I
you
get the example.
say it again. You get the
I say I get. I understand it already.
yeah. So 2 plus 3 is 5, right?
5.
And then 3 plus 4 is
7,
7.
and 4 plus 6 is
10.
10. Good.
10.
This look like Pascal's triangle to me. I don't know if any of y'all have ever done Pascal's triangle, but that's what it reminds me of. 5 and 7 is
12.
12.
12. And so what is 7 and 10?
17.
17. Very good. 17. And then what is 12 and 17? So 12
20.
plus
29.
7.
29.
Someone said 29. 7 plus 2 is 9. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's definitely 29. So it's going to be 17 and 29. All right. So take that question down for me. Why? I don't see it, you know. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the notification. Try logging. Yeah, try logging. Yeah. Yeah, redo it. Okay. So 12 and 17 gives us the 29, and then 7 and 10 is 17. So the missing values is 17 and 29. Okay. Any questions on that?
No, so
No? Okay, good. All right, like I said, in each case, please send me the notes so I can know that you're following along with these things. Excuse me, but this one is pretty straightforward. Okay, that's good. Okay,
Hold on, Mr. D.
okay, no problem.
I have to finish.
Okay. You know, if I saw that, I haven't seen Mr. Bethel, you know.
I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. There we go.
Mr. D, you said right in.
No problem. I had to let it in.
Mr. Petit,
Yes.
they will do a subtraction wall as well.
They could. They could. I don't see why they can't. It's not outside the box. I haven't done one, no subtraction wall. I haven't seen any like that, but you know, typically it's like this.
I have it.
Yeah, they could do that. They could do that. Just be prepared for anything, you know. Like,
Okay.
yeah, come ready, come like whatever y'all bring. You know, when I did the BJC and the Bgcse, also the BJC though, I felt like I came with that exam feeling like, wow, I need more time. I was surprised I got a
What?
yeah, yeah,
And math?
in math, yeah. I was surprised. I was like, what? Yeah, so sometimes, you know, we we overthink it. We overthink it sometimes. So you don't have to overthink. It's gonna be easy for you all, especially with you all who practice with this thing 12 hours every week. I mean, you know, that's significant practice. All right. Okay, so let's continue this question. We did this. We did this. We started off yesterday, and it says the estimated number of tourist arrivals for this year is 5.355 million. This is an increase of 5% from last year. Calculate the number of tourist arrivals for last year. Now, we saw that the number of tourist arrivals for last year was how much when we did it? What did we saw? It was how much?
5.1 million.
5.1 million. And all we did was we divided 5.355 by 105. Okay? By 105. We divide this 5.355 million by 105 because it's going to be 100 divided by 5%. Okay? So we have to take 5.355 million and divide it into 105 equal parts. Okay? Um, and so this is an increase of 5%. Okay? And so we saw that, let's go back out. We saw that when we divide 5 when we divided yeah, not quite. We had to multiply it first by 100, right? Yeah, we had to multiply it first by 100, then divide it by 105. Okay. Now, okay. And then that gave us 5.1 million. So that's the amount that we got for last year tourist arrivals. Do you think that's an over exaggeration? Do you think 5.35 million tourists come Salamas every year?
No.
No.
Okay. In fact, it's not an over exaggeration. They're actually right. Now, I mean, since COVID, things slow down, but definitely this is within the ballpark of the amount of tourists we see yearly. Now, the projected number of tourist arrivals for next year is 5.5692 million. Calculate the projected percentage increase for tourist arrivals.
I didn't know who's gonna arrive next year though.
It's a projection. It's like they use it's simple, like okay, think about it. All right. All right. If every okay, so they saw that they had a 5% increase last year, right? And let's say that they saw the previous year they had a 4% increase. And then let's say they saw the previous year before that they had a 3% increase. So it seems that every year they increase by 1%. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
so they could kind of give a guesstimation on what will happen the next year, right? Now that's not certain. I mean, when they make the projection, then you need let COVID happen, and so that throw everything out of balance. But you know, you know, you could try to make some projections, even though you're not like 100% sure, and you're never really 100% sure. But that's what they say projected. It's something that we think based on what has happened before, right? We call that extrapolation. And extrapolation is just basically um, when you make a prediction based on what based on what you have seen in the past. So that's how they're able to make their projection. Okay.
Well, that's a guess. That's not true.
That's like it's a guess. It's an educated guess. It's not like they just saying, oh, like notice they didn't say 10 million. See what I'm saying? 10 million would be too much. You see what I'm saying? That'll be over exaggeration. You see what I'm saying? They say, all right, we got 5.35, last year. So I mean, certainly more gonna come next year. So maybe 5.5 can come. You see that?
Yes, sir.
So I do think it's reasonable. I do think it's a reasonable guess, right? Um, especially based on the data. Like they would say, all things remain equal, right? If all things remain equal, if the trend continues, this is what we expect, right? And sometimes the trend continues. Most times the trend continues. But then you have the years when you have COVID and stuff, and hurricanes and stuff. So, all right. So they're saying the projected number of tourist arrivals for next year is 5.5692 million. Calculate the projected percentage increase for tourist arrivals. So here we have to figure out what is the percentage of tourist arrivals. The thing is, they give us it as a number, okay? But here they want us to give it. They want us to give it. They want us to give it to them in a percentage, okay? So let's think about this. Calculate the projected percentage increase. Okay, so we want the projected percentage increase. We know that the projected number of this is the increase, the number of tourist arrivals for this year. So for this year it's 5.35 million, but for next year it's 5.5692 million. So it's pretty. I don't know why this is for 3 points because it seems very straightforward to me. We basically trying to figure out what's the percentage. We basically writing the projected number of tourist arrival. Oh. The projected number of tourist arrivals for next year is 5.5692. Calculate the projected percentage increase. Yeah. But it'll be an increase. Yeah. It'll be an increase. Yeah, that's straightforward. Like all we this is Nancy question. I don't know if she can think about this. This is your question. This is the same thing like when he's doing profit of the cost price. Nancy, is she here?
I'm here. I still lost.
Say so. Okay, remember what I told you, right? I told you that there's an easy way you could think about it. Like you're dealing with two numbers. One gotta go to the top and one gotta go to the bottom. And remember what I told you with those two numbers, right? What usually goes on top? What usually goes on top?
Okay, like you mean with percentages?
Yeah, with percentage, which usually goes on top.
The number like earned or whatever, like the amount the person have, or the amount over the entire like the profit.
Like
I mean,
no, not like that, not that deep. Remember, I told you that usually the top number is usually the last number. The one that's the last. That's the yeah. So automatically it's gonna be 5.355 million divided by 5.5692 million, then multiply that by 100. That's basically all they're asking us to do. I don't know why it's for 3 points. Maybe it's for 3 points because they are big numbers, but those things are natural. It seems natural to me because they're trying to say, hey, what is the percent? And it's interesting. It's an interesting idea, but they're saying that it's even hard for me to put in words, but what they're trying to say is that, hey, there is a percentage increase. Okay. All right. Certainly. Okay. Maybe this will make sense to you. Like, or maybe they're asking us, oh, yeah. No. I see why it's for 3 point now. Because what you have to do is you first have to subtract. Okay, I see what they're saying. So, All right, so okay, let's do this. So I see why it's for 3 points now. You have to subtract the thing and then put it over the fraction. So let's do this. I know it's kind of hazy now, but
Now you see why we was going to get 0.
I lost.
you lost. Okay, we got unlost you. All right, so first we have to find.
We was going to get 0 with a 3 just now. Powerful.
Okay. First we have to find the um the increase of tourist arrivals, right? When we say increase of tourist arrivals, we're talking about between last year, or we could say the projected increase. Let's just use the word projected increase of tourist arrivals between last year and this year. So we want the projected increase. Now, how can we figure out the projected increase? What will we make? What do we think that? How much do we think that we will make next year? How much do we think that we'll make next year? How much tourists we think that we'll have next year?
5.5692 million.
Very good. 5.5692 million, right? That's the projected number of tourists that we gonna have. Now, if we want to figure out how much is the increase, what we have to do with this 5.5692.
Subtract the last one.
Yeah, subtracted it from last year. Very good, Miss Alicia. You have subtracted it from last year, so it's gonna be 5.
Alicia.
That was somebody else.
That wasn't you. Wow. Okay. 5.355 million. Okay. Good. And so what is that? What do we get when we do that?
I got 0.2142.
0.2142. Okay. So it's gonna be okay. So let's use the calculator to determine it. So scientific calculator. So it was. Now let me take a picture of this because I don't have it in my head. Anyway, you all tell me that the values. It's 5.5692. 5.5692 minus what?
5.355.
Yeah. So we get 0.2142. Okay, 0.2142 million. Okay. So that's the projected increase of tourist arrivals. Okay. Now that's what it is in terms of a number. That's what it is in terms of of an actual digit. That's what it is in terms of, in terms of actual number of people. Okay. But now we don't want it in terms of actual number of people. We want it in terms of a percentage, right? So we want to express our increase as a percentage of the previous year. That's weird. I mean, a lot of things going on with what I just said. We want to take our increase and express it as a percentage of the previous year. Okay? Just like how we took the profit and expressed it as a percentage of the cost price. Okay? It's exactly the same thing we're doing. Literally the exact same thing. That's why I tell you that Bgcse and Bgcse go hand in hand. Like literally this is the exact same thing we did in the Bgcse paper, just in a different way, with a different scenario. Okay? And of course with, a little more complexity in terms of the numbers used. Okay, so we have to take our increase percentage, our projected increase, and express that as a percentage of the we have to express that as a percentage of the amount that we got for the previous year. So it's going to be 0.214 million divided by 5.355 million. And then we're going to multiply that by 100. Okay, so let's do it with let's do it by hand. So it's going to be, so we're going to take 0.214 million is actually 214,200. Right, that's actually 214,200, okay, divided by 5,355,000. And we're going to take that and multiply it by what?
100 over 1.
100 over 1. Okay. Okay, take that and multiply by 100 over 1. Good. Alright, so solve that for me and let me know what you got.
4.
Someone is out. Elvano. Okay, good. So we're going to take 214,200 divided by 5,355,000 times it by 100 over 1. And so what we do here is we
And crossing out zeros.
could cross out the zeros. Very good. So this 0 goes with this 0 along with this 0 and that 0. And we still have more zeros to cancel out, because we could cross out this 0 with this 0. And so we're going to be left with, so 2 to be left with, this is going to be 21,420 times 1 is going to be what? 21,420 divided by 5,000. 355. And so let's divide that. What do we get when we divide that?
You get 4 over, you get 4.
So it's going to be 2, 1.
Wait, no, never mind.
0. So I'm actually going to divide it. Okay. Oh, wow.
4.
It's literally what?
4.
It was 4.
4%.
I don't know, I changed my mind.
Nancy to say that.
Nancy said 4?
Yes, sir. Before we cross it.
I changed my mind.
Oh, before we cross it. Okay, yeah. So it's 4%. So they're saying that the projected increase for next year is going to be 4%. Okay. So just quick recap, because I imagine that some of you have questions. Any questions, or this was very straightforward?
Yes, sir, it was very straightforward.
Okay, thank you, Lionel.
Not for me.
What it is? That's one.
That's 1.
Yeah, one say not for me. All right, so the idea is that they say they want the They want us to calculate the projected percentage increase. So they want the percentage increase. Before we can figure out what is the percentage increase, we must first figure out what is the increase, right? Before we could change it into percentage, we have to figure out what the increase was. So they say, okay, what we made last year, or the amount of tourists that came last year, was 5.355. But the amount of tourists that came this year was 5.355. And next year, we project that it's going to be 5.5692. So they say they want us to determine the projected percentage increase. But like I said, you can't find the projected percentage increase until you first find the projected increase. And so what we do, we first find the projected increase, and the increase is going to be how much more did we get as compared to this year. How much more will we get next year as opposed to this year? And we said that next year we're going to get 5.5692, and this year we got only 5.355. So if we subtract it, the amount that we get, the amount increase that we're going to get is going to be 0.2142 million. Okay. All right. So we know what is the percentage. So we know what is the increase. We know it's the increase. So Mr. Meadows, you understand how we got the increase?
Yeah, we subtracted last year. That's from
Good.
this year.
Yeah. So now we want to change this into percentage, right? And in order to change it to percentage, what we have to do is, and we want to express it as a percentage of the previous year, the amount that we got for the previous year. And so we're gonna take this amount and divide it by the amount that we got from the previous year. Okay. Then multiply it by 100 to change it into percentage. And once we multiply it by 100 and we do the cancellation, of course this cancel with that, this one cancel with that, the blue cancel with the blue, we're left with 21,420, and we divide it by 5,355, and that gives us exactly 4%. And so that means that the projected percentage increase, if it actually happens that we get this amount, we will actually have an increase of 4%. Okay. So that's it. All right. Okay, so we good? Let me know if I can move.
You want to see the picture for this?
Yes. Yes, please. All right. Moving right along. Okay, so okay. All right, so continuing on with some nice problems I ain't gonna lie in this paper. Some very nice problems. I can't believe we almost done with this paper already. It's amazing. We did all this. Wow. Wow, pretty good. Wow. Wow. Okay, so this one is basically done. We finished with that. So I have to find another one. Sorry, give me one moment. Let me get the next one. So
Zebedee, you still sharing or down my end?
yeah, I did. I stopped sharing.
Alright.
Boy, Miss Cooper, you keep me on my P's and Q's. I can't miss a heartbeat.
No, because I thought it was the internet. Cause like,
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's me. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me begin sharing again. So we're moving on to a fresh paper on that side. And we still have that other one to finish. Okay, so can you see my screen?
so
Okay, I want to start from the back. I usually start, it's kind of weird. I usually start from the back. And you all know why I start from the back. Because the questions are more interesting in the back first. Okay, so let's begin with number 18. This should be familiar to us, I hope. So for this particular one, they again bring a sets question. And they're asking us to place the correct letter from column B besides the correct symbol in column A. All right. So, all right. So let's see. So we have this symbol, and they want us to what? Place the correct letter from column B beside the correct symbol in column A. So take the letter from column B and put it beside the correct symbol in column A. Okay, good. So this E symbol, right? This E symbol with a cross on it. What does that mean? Is that the complement, intersection is not a member of, a union, subset of, or number of elements? What is that?
C would say
C.
See?
the
You guessing or you sure?
Are you sure?
sir.
You sure?
I guess.
Ricardo's, are you sure? Yes, it's C. It's not an element of. So this symbol, this funny looking E with a cross, means that it is not an element of, or it's not a member of. Okay? But if we have this E right here, it means that it is a member of. Okay? Just a quick example on that is that if we have, say, the set A, and in A, let's say we have A has 1, 2, and 3, and 4, we would say that we'd say that the number 4 is a member of what? Of the set A. We'd say that 1 is an element of the set A. What could we say about 5?
It's not a member of SETI.
It's not a member of set A. And we use this to denote that it's not a member of A. Because 5 is not inside of this set. Okay? And so there we have it. So when we have this one, this is telling us it's not a member of. Okay? So C. Now this one, what is this one telling us?
Which one you want now?
Number 2. What is this telling us?
Subset of.
Subset of anyone else?
But I ain't sure. So never mind.
I'm not sure. I would say E.
I'm not. No.
I never saw it.
Yeah. It would have to be E. That's the only thing that isn't. Yeah. I think yeah. Yes, E.
You guess E? Okay. Have we done sets? We've done sets though. I don't understand why we
Yes, E.
I never saw the subset one.
You never saw the subset one. Boy, I need to pull up them for video. I need to
I
pull
know
up.
the rest of them, but
I
I don't
cleared
know what.
with E.
You know how
I
many videos we
cleared
So
seen
I,
with that?
Is it A?
The complement?
No, it's not the company.
No, but
oh,
that's
because I know the rest of them. I don't know what E
I
is.
don't know like a compliment to me, but okay.
It have to be E.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Ain't no
Have
other
to be.
option.
I'm
Who's
guessing.
saying it have to be E? Who say that? It have to be E.
It is E.
It is
Me,
E.
you Caro.
Gotta say that. All right. So if we have the set, right? So if we have the big set, let's say we call the set A, right? And we have a smaller set within this set. Say let's call this B. Now don't tell me I never taught you all this. I taught this like 100
I
times.
never saw this.
Yeah, right. Look in your book.
You did teach us,
saw
and it's
it.
just that the symbol. She probably ain't familiar with the symbol, but this was
So,
taught.
yes, thank you, Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
So
Okay.
B, we'd say that B is a subset of A. Okay? That means that B is inside of the set A. Okay? So for Miss Cooper, again, this is the subset symbol. Okay? Subset.
I probably wasn't here because I don't remember.
You know when we did this? You know we did this? We did
No.
this when we did probability, you know. If you look at your probability notes, I told you all that an event is a subset of the sample space. But no one listens.
I probably just don't remember.
Yeah.
See,
Yes, ma'am.
this was
Yes, ma'am.
you when you was teaching us about complement, right? It was another symbol that could represent a complement. I can't remember how that looked. Like
Yeah,
you could draw it.
so complement is A dash,
As the next one.
or it could be A small c.
Oh, that's why I said I don't know. That's why because
Yeah.
I remember it was another one.
Yeah, it could be a small c as well. So A dash or. So this is complement. But subset is either gonna be this C here, the C, or we could also do it like this with a bar on it. Okay? So either one is a subset. Okay? Wow, she said I didn't teach this.
Yes.
That's exactly what y'all to say. Well, Mr. Petit, you didn't taught us that when we in the exam we see something you never taught us.
Oh boy.
Alright, and then I have to pull up my video. See if I has record my class. Alright, E is E. Good. So it's a subset of. Now, U, what everyone should know what this is. Boy, if y'all don't know what this one is.
Union, duh.
Very good. Union D. D. And then number 4 is what?
Intersection.
Intersection.
The intersection, which is B. Okay. So I like what they did here. They give y'all more options. To kind of have y'all in the dance. So
I don't know why they like to do that. That's not fair.
that's not fair. Yeah, so that's good. All right.
We should just finish all.
Oh yeah, that's true. So that so what does the rest of these mean? So complement, we saw that already. That could be so if we say an A complement, we could say A dash, or we could say A small c on top. We can say for intersection, we have intersection, right? Is not a member, we have that.
The number of elements.
The number of elements, remember we did this, right? What is the number of elements?
The cursive B?
The what?
The
number
like
of
the switch.
elements.
Sorry.
A small n, open brackets.
Exactly. Small n.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant universal. Sorry.
Not universal. The number of elements is gonna be number of elements in A. Okay. Okay. Number of elements in A. All right. So we good?
Yes, sir.
I think that's it.
All must be D.
This is number of elements in A.
I think it's a B to this.
Say it again.
I say I think it's another part for 18.
Yeah, certainly there is. Certainly there is. I was giving y'all time to write. Is my screen sharing? Is my screen sharing?
Yes, sir, Sharon.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me know when to move.
Mhm.
I have it now.
All right, good. So let's move on. All right, so, but you all have to study. You have to study, right? Because each one of these symbols we did, and so make sure study what we do. All right, that's very important. If you don't study, then it's not gonna be good for you. Okay, so make sure study what we go over in class. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And practice, lots of practice, right? Lots of practice.
Yes, sir.
Lots of practice. Please, lots of practice. Make sure you get the practice in. That's gonna help you. One thing with maths is a lot of practice. Even with things that I don't even go over in class, make sure practice. Get some practice in YouTube videos. Oh, I remember when I was in undergrad. YouTube was my university, trust me. If I didn't understand it in class, or even if I did understand it in class, I go on to YouTube, find a different way, find another method, get a better understanding, you know. And so make sure you use the resources that you have. Unlike any other generation, you all have it everything online for you all. Everything. And so make sure I make use of that as well. Okay, so set E contains the even numbers less than 11. So let's write the set, right? Oh no, sorry, they tell us. List all the elements of set E. Okay,
2,
so
4, 6, 10.
all even numbers less than 11. That's the thing. See, I don't like what they doing here because 0 is an even number. You know what I mean? This is a badly worded
So,
question.
6.
This is a badly worded question. Why did they do this? I don't like this. No, they didn't do a good job with this. Because you know where they gone wrong with this question? Where they gone wrong? They should never ask this question. They said set E contains even numbers less than 11. The problem with this question is that is -2 even?
What do you mean to say? I can't hear you.
Is -2 even? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is it less than
I said
11?
that. But you talking. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all can hear me?
I
Yes,
can.
sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
I get you.
Okay. Well, Destiny, I guess it's your internet. Maybe you could refresh the page or something like that, or rejoin. Yeah, this is so badly worded. I don't understand why they would do something like this. Because to be honest, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, -12, -14, -16, all of them are less than 11, and they are even numbers. Okay, so um, so in all honesty, this set is an infinite set if we want to be, true about it. Like it never ends because we could continue going -14, -16, -20, and so on and so on and so on. But my guess is that they really want you to consider the positive ones, or at least the ones that start from 0 to 11. But they didn't say that, and so that's bad on their part. So that's why it's hard for me either to say, do we start from 0 or do we start from 2? Because either one works. I say let's start from 0 because when you look at your multiplication tables, so multiplication tables. You look at your multiplication tables. Yes, ma'am. So if we look at your multiplication tables, we see that we start from what? Where are we seeing? Sorry. They start 2 times 1 is 2. So they start from 2. Let me look at the multiplication table on the book. They start at 2 too. Okay. So I guess they want us to start at 2. Yeah, they start at 2. They start at 2. Which is crazy, but they start at 2. That made no sense though. That's why
You searching 1 to 12.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Let me see. They still start at 2. Okay, let's see. This one start at 0, which makes more sense. Alright, let's start at 0. Okay, it's good. So we can start at 0. Okay. So we can start at 0. So it's going to be 0, 2,
2,
4,
6,
6, 8,
8.
10.
and 10. Good. So what does this mean? State N in
Um,
E.
The number of elements in E.
Very good. And how much that is?
6.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the number of elements in E is definitely 6. Okay, so please write that down and send the notes to me as well, especially if you're not answering in the group. I really need to see your notes. So make sure to send the notes for me, please, of what you've already written, so I can see that you're following along with me. So you only have 6. Number of elements in E is 6. Next up, set P is prime. You know what? This remind me of? This remind me of what we did even numbers less than 10. Oh, but that's the thing. Here they give us the set natural numbers. Okay. They didn't say natural numbers. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. They didn't tell us natural numbers. All right. Anyway, so we'll have to go with this. Can't have no choice. Have no choice. Have no choice. No choice. They really. I hate when they do stuff like this. I really hate when they do stuff like that. Badly worded question. Okay.
What happens to D?
No, I'm saying I hate when they ask badly worded questions. I really hate when they do that.
Or
Yeah.
They really do it best to confuse us.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're confused. Sometimes, humans make these tests, so sometimes it's overlooked some things.
When I had to do it, I had to start from 2. I didn't include 0.
You didn't include 0. You start from 2. All right. I guess most people would start from 2 too. But they can't mark you wrong if you start from 0. They just can't. You would be right. Because they didn't tell us what the universal set is.
but what if they do mark you wrong?
No, they can't. They can't. They can't mark you wrong. Because
So either one works?
either one will work. Because they, like I said, they asked the question in a loose way. So they leave it up for interpretation. So when they how they come up and when they go and they review the paper and then they realize, see, that's why notice that this one is from, I can tell you what, yeah, this one is from 20 this one was from 2019, right?
2019.
2019. Now in 2019 they did this question, right? And then when you look in 2020 paper we did recently, they made it better. So in 2020 they said, hey, last year we asked the question wrong. We didn't state what was the universal set. So in 2020 they say, okay, we're gonna make sure I say that we want natural numbers. You see the difference now? So now
Yes, sir.
they made it clearer to let you know that, hey, we starting from 1. So in 2019 they realized that they made a mistake, and so when 2020 came, they switched it to say, hey, what we really meant was natural numbers. So yeah, so it'll be like that sometimes. Okay, so set P is prime numbers less than 8. State the members of set P.
1.
1 is not prime,
Oh,
nor composite.
3, 5, and 7.
No, the first prime is what?
No.
2.
Oh,
2,
3,
2,
5,
5,
5,
7.
and 7.
7.
Very good.
I wonder why I get my answer wrong most of the time. Because I always keep putting 1 for prime.
Oh, 1 is neither prime nor composite, right? The first prime number is 2. Okay. In fact, what we know about 2 is interesting, 2 is the only number in the world, entire world, that is both even and prime. There's no other even number that is prime except for 2.
Because it's such a small number.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right? About 2. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay. List the members of P intersect E.
2, Wait, it's
Wow.
wrong?
I gave it away. I didn't even notice it coming.
Yes.
Ooh, I gave it away. Okay, pretend like I didn't say that. So, um, pretend like you didn't know that.
The Republicans, no.
So, let's guess and see what it would be, right? Because we don't know what the answer is. Let's see. Let's figure it out. So remember what we said? Um, we said that E was said that E was
0.
0, 2,
2.
4, 6, 8, 10, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we said that P is going to be 2, 3, 5, and 7. And 9? Do we have 9 in there? No, 9 is not prime.
Yes, sir.
So the intersection is 2. Like I just said, 2 is the only number that is both prime and even. Okay.
Oh, you basically did give us the answer.
Yeah.
But if we just set it up, we would get it as well.
Definitely.
So they wouldn't ask us to draw it on the graph diagram.
I mean, they could, but I don't know. I don't know if they did for this question. I don't know if they did. Can I move this?
Hold on, Mr. D.
Okay.
Again, moving out.
Okay, good. All right. So, all right. So, I think that's it. We haven't really. I don't feel. I don't think we. I don't feel like we've done any unfamiliar question like that today. So let's do that. I mean, besides this one, no, that don't really count. I wasn't really that bad. Yes, number 3. Okay, so let's deal with number 3. Number 3 is interesting question, but number 3 is pretty easy though, to be honest, compared to what they could ask you. Number 3 is pretty easy. So let's begin with 3A and then we'll do 3B. So for these, you have to know. Let me just tell you what you have to know for this type of question. You have to know the rules of exponents. Okay, this is something that's supposed to be in your brain, but like just like how you know your name. Okay, so rules of exponents, the rules, they should be very familiar to you. Okay, they should be very familiar to you. So let me just give you an idea of the rules. All right, rules of exponents. Know these rules, memorize these rules. These are c'est très important, very important. So the 0 rule, a to the power of 0 is 1. That means any number to the power of 0 is 1. If we have two numbers at the same base, we can add the powers. If we have, and this is what we're going to use, the power of a power. If we have a to the power of m, So if we have a number raised to an exponent, open bracket, and then we have an exponent on the outside, then we have to multiply the powers. If we have a to the power, so if we have a number to a power and another number to the same power, we can, take out the the power. Similarly, if we have, like, it goes both ways. So if we have a power, we can multiply it or distribute it to each term to get it separated. If we have a to the negative n, it's going to be 1 divided by a to the n. And if we have the same base, we subtract the powers. Okay, this is a very good quick sheet. Very important. Please know this. Please know this. You need to know these rules. Okay, for your exam. And how to apply them and stuff like that.
Well, I remember to say, wow.
Yeah, those have been this year. Okay, so let's go to our. Should I keep it there or?
Would you like to finish right there, please?
No problem. So remember your rules. Very important.
Mr. D,
Yes, sir.
I know this is a weird question, right? But there's two part of an odd number.
Say it again.
Is the number 2 a part of an odd number?
No, definitely not. Why you asking?
I don't know. Just thinking about odd and prime thing.
No. Two is strictly an.
Because like that prime and odd numbers are basically the same.
Oh no! I see what you're saying. Like I say, 2 is the only exception.
If you get what they're trying to say.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, um, 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 2 is the only exception. What I mean is, um, 2 is the only even number that's not. 2 is the only even number that's prime. All the other primes are odd. You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't make 2.
Yeah.
That doesn't make 2 odd though. 2 is still even.
Is the teacher there?
Yeah, right now. I just waiting until y'all finish write this down.
I have it down. I don't know about anybody else.
Okay.
I waiting on you.
Okay, so you're basically saying, Mr. Petite, let's go.
I only have to write the Negative exponent rule and code.
I tell you, y'all don't give me a break. I can't even breathe inside this classroom. If I blink for 1 second, Mr. Petit, Mr. Petit. I right there. I mean, I can't go nowhere. I basically trapped for 12 hours every week. So, no, for real, y'all kidnap me.
At least it's for good.
That's true.
That sounds so shady.
It's the truth though. Like, I have no life.
At least Friday.
But it's all for good purposes. I have fun.
You have the weekend. That's what my son used to tell me. You got the weekend, girl. Just the weekend, Miss Boutique.
Yeah. Okay. It's good. It's good though. It's good. I love the classes. Trust me. I think I love the classes more than y'all. I think it's BFN.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I really do. I love
So,
it.
you are about to chat too.
Okay. Okay, so what rule we gonna use here? I don't know if y'all see it. What rule we could use here?
The one with the multiplication where when you multiply the powers.
Multiply the powers. Very good. The power rule. Power over power. Okay, so they said that if we have a to the power of m, right, and we raise it to the power of n, it's gonna be a to the power of m times n. So you multiply the powers, okay? Just the idea. Okay. I'm thinking though, because let me see something. I don't know, but I don't think it's right though. Let's see. No, that wouldn't be right. 2 times 2 times 2. Yeah, that would be right. Okay, so what we could do is we can take this. We can say that is equal to. So open bracket. We can take 16, and we can express 16 as 2 to the power of what? 16 is 2 to the power of what?
8.
4. Because 2 to the 4th power equals what? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. What is 2 times 2?
4. Let's be you can redo what you best up top.
One moment. And what is 2 times 2?
4.
4.
4.
What is 4 times 4?
16.
16. Good. So 16 is 2 to the 4th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, and then b to the 8. B to the 8 is b. Just keep that as b to the 8. We ain't do nothing yet. All I did in this case, I just changed what 16 is. I made it 2 to the 4th. So we keep the 3 over 4 type thing. Let's change 3 over 4. I don't like that.
So, Mr. Petit,
Yes, ma'am.
why you change the 16 to 2 to the 4th power?
I change it so that we can see, let's leave it. I change it so that we can see, what is actually happening. Because I want to play with the powers. So I want to express this as a power.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to play with the powers. We want to be dealing with the powers. So what we have to do with, what we actually using? What we actually using is it's not even this one. We ain't using this one like that. We're using this one, the power of a product, because we're gonna take this number and distribute it here and distribute it here to get this b to the n, a to the n. So that's what we're using here, the power of a product. So if you have if you have a number at the power, you can distribute it to the first one and also to Second one, the same power. And it's going to be a to the n, b to the n. So in a similar manner, we're going to take 3 over 4. Okay, we're going to take 3 over 4. We're going to distribute it to that one and also to that one. And so it's going to be equal to, open bracket, 2 to the 4th, open bracket, what? What should I put out?
3 over 4.
3 to the 4 multiplied by
B
B8
to the 8th
b8,
power.
b to the 8th power. Very good.
Close bracket.
3 over 4.
3 over 4. Good. Now, it's going to be equal to,
I have another question.
yes, ma'am?
Would 4 to the second power be the same thing as that 2 to the 4th?
Say it again?
I said, would 4 to the second power be the same as 2 to the 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Because both of them are 16.
Okay.
Now, what rule are we going to use for this one now?
Pardon me?
What rule are we going to use for this one?
Wouldn't this will be the power thingy where you multiply it for
Yes.
Power over power.
Power over power.
Yeah.
So if we have a to the m, open bracket, to the n, we're going to multiply the powers. Okay? So we're going to multiply 4 by 3 over 4. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 4. I'm going to put 4 over 1 though. Multiplied by 3 over 4 times 8. Not 8, sorry. B to
8.
It's going to be b to the 8. B to the 8. And do 8 over 1 multiplied by 3 over 4. So it's going to be equal to, what is 4 over 1? Let's do that working someplace over there. Let's do that on this side. What is 4 over 1 times 3 over 4? So 4 over 1 times 3 over 4. So this equals 2. Well, this cancels with that. This is 1. It's 1. What is 3 times 1 is what? 3. 1 times 1 is 1. What's equal to 3.
3.
So this is definitely 2 to the power of what?
3.
3.
Power of 3. Because we just did 4 over 1 times 3 over 4, and we saw that that's 3. All we did was we canceled out the 4's. Okay, multiplied by 8 over 1 times 3 over 4. What is that?
6. I guessing because based off that one, I think it'll be doubled because of the power.
I think it'll be about double. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be 6. It'll be b to the power 6.
Okay.
That's a guess now. Guess.
Well, 4 goes into itself what? Once.
1 time.
It goes into 2. It goes into 8 how much times?
2 times.
2 times. What is 2 times 3?
6.
6. So 8 over 1 times 3 over 4 is 6. So it's b to the 6. Very good. Now what is 8? What is 2 cubed? Sorry. What is 2 cubed?
8.
8.
8.
So it's gonna be 2 times 2. So 2 cubed equals 2 times 2 times 2. We know that 2 times 2 is 4.
4
Times
times
2
2.
is
8.
times 2 is 8. And so it's gonna be 8b to the 6. And that's our answer.
Excuse me, Mr. BT.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan is complaining that you can't join the classroom. That it,
What happened? I'm gonna call him to join it.
yeah.
Okay, Jonathan. Jonathan, I don't see. Tell him try to rejoin.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Okay, how are you able to get him? You have his phone number?
We talked to Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yes, good night. Okay, so this is how we get it. Any questions for me on this?
No.
Can you explain how you got 8 b to the power 6 again?
8?
Yeah.
You mean 2b is 2 cube. 2 cube is 2 times 2 times 2. We know 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah, you got that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Mr. BT, what you get from when you multiply them, you put it as the power.
Say it again? Oh, you mean from right here?
No, from the set on the side where you get 3 and 6.
Yeah, I put that as the power because we was trying to figure out what is 4 over 1 times 3 over 4. I just put it on the side.
Alright.
Okay, and so that was the power. Okay, and then 8 over 1 and 3 over 4. I was trying to figure what that was. And I put that as the power.
Okay.
Okay. I can't believe it's 2 points.
All of that working.
Pure robbery. Alright. I haven't taken the register, you know. Let me do that. Okay, good. Alright. So let's go back to, I don't even know if I want to do another one of this because it took us so long. Okay. Time graphs. Time.
Oh,
Don't worry. Be happy. Alright, time graphs. Our favorite questions, right? In the world.
Yes, sir.
The graph below shows a bicycle ride. Oh, by the way, send the pictures in for that. Send the pictures in for um the work we just did, the simplification that we just did.
quick question, Mr. BT. Do we have to draw this graph? You want us to?
Yeah, draw the graph for me, please.
Okay.
Say okay.
Maybe never put them in.
Quickly draw the graph. You're gonna die. Unless you have it printed somewhere. Okay, so alright. All right, so voila. So I think we're good. So the question says, the diagram below represents a bicycle ride from Smith's Bend to River Rock. And so we have a bicycle ride. And so the bicycle ride started at what time? Started at what time?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Very good. And it ended at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock noon, right? That's midday, right? And we started from Smith's Bend to River Rock. I don't even know if these are real places in the Bahamas or if they're even in the Bahamas, but are they in Abaco, Miss Cooper? Smith's Bend?
No.
You don't know? Okay. Well, I don't know either, but I don't even know if they probably made this up. I don't know. Anyway, at what time did the cyclist make his first stop after leaving Smith's Bend? So these lines, the slanted lines means that he's moving, and the flat line means that he is taking a break or he's resting or he's stopping. All right, and then the slant lines again, the lines with a slope or the incline means that he is moving again, and then he makes a rest, then he moves again. So they're saying, they're saying, at what time did the cyclist make his first stop? So we need to determine what this is from. So this one is 7, this one is 8. So right there is 7 to 8. So that means this is going to be from 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock. And so again, we're moving from, so they're split in intervals of 30 minutes. So from 8 a.m. to right here, this is going to be 8:30. It's going to be 8:30. Okay. So this is 8:30. That's when he made his first stop. So it's going to be 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. is when he made his first stop after leaving Smith's Bend. 8:30 a.m. Are we good on that?
I still drawing.
I'm not moving it, Miss Cooper. I'm not moving. That's why I put the questions here. Calculate the total time the cyclist stopped altogether. Okay, so here he stopped for, remember, each block is intervals of 30. So here he stopped for 30 minutes. So here he stopped for 30 minutes. Okay, and then here he stopped for another 30 minutes and another 30 minutes. So altogether he stopped for, so it's an hour. No, 30, yeah, this hour, because it's 60 minutes, so 1 hour. So altogether he stopped for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Are we good on that?
Yeah.
1 hour and 30 minutes. Next, we ask the question, how many kilometers away from River Rock was the cyclist at 10:30 a.m.? Again, how many kilometers away from River Rock was the cyclist at 10:30 a.m.?
50.
Let's see. How many kilometers away from River Rock was the cyclist at 10:30?
Oh, River Rock, my bad.
Yeah, from River Rock. River Rock is going to be where his destination is. So let's see. So this is River Rock, okay?
20.
And at 10:30 a.m. he was here. So this is where he was at 10:30. This is his distance at 10:30.
20.
Okay, and River Rock is right here. So River Rock is right here. Sorry. That's where River Rock is. And that's where he was at 10:30 a.m. Because this is 10:30 right here. This is 10:30. So at 10:30, he was a distance of, this is 50, right?
20.
He was a difference of 50 kilometers. Okay. And we know River Rock is what? 70
70.
kilometers. Because this is 50, 60, 70. So he was, how much distance he was away? It's going to be 7 kilometers. Right?
Yes, sir.
Minus the 50 kilometers. And that equals to 20 kilometers. So he was 20 kilometers away from River Rock. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the distance between Smith's Bend and River Rock? What is the distance between Smith's Bend and River Rock? Oh, that's easy. So that means, what is this distance here? So the distance from Smith's Bend all the way to River Rock. Okay. So Smith's Bend is 0 kilometers. And all the way up there is going to be 70. So to get from Smith's Bend to River Rock, it's going to be 70 kilometers, because it's going to be 70 kilometers minus 0 kilometers.
Nice question.
Say it again.
I say nice question.
Yeah, nice question, right? It's going to be 70 kilometers. I tell you, these time graphs be very easy. I noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question.
Say it again. Say it again.
They always ask the same questions.
Yeah, very similar questions.
Is there any rare chance we could get this on like our Bgcse? It's a slight chance.
Not like this. Not like that. Certainly not like that. That's a given.
You mean they done get a calculator?
Say it again, Miss Cooper. Say it again.
What more they want? They done get a calculator?
Exactly. What more they want? Say it again, Miss Cooper. Say it again. What more you want?
You know that ain't fair.
You know, we still is failed, sweetie. The calculator's just there for fashion.
Ask them, Miss Nancy, how do y'all go feel it calculator in y'all hand? Miss, I'm sorry, Cooper.
How we know that?
Yeah, how y'all gonna fail with calculator in your hand? In your hand with the
Oh,
calculator.
step in my shoe, grab a paper tree and a calculator and tell me how much use of it do you like it's just useless at that point. It's they swinging us with this calculator.
That's exactly what they do. They say, hey, okay, you want a calculator? Okay, fine, have a calculator. Like my teacher, she'd say, it'd say, you want to use your notes? Yeah, use your notes. Yeah, you want a formula? Yeah, see the formula. When you grab that paper, you'd be like, what? You have the notes, you have the formula, you have your calculator. You still be like, boy, what to do? It's crazy, man. All right. So how long did the
Yeah.
journey from Smith's Bend to River Rock take? Do not include stops. So excluding stops mean, hey, don't include the stops. So how long did it take? So it took, so we know that from 7 to 8, that's 1 hour. From 8 to 9, it's another hour. From 9 to 10, it's another hour. From 10 to 11, it's another hour. And from 11 to 12, that's another hour. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So total time is going to be total time, excluding stops. Let me just don't put total time since we excluding stops. Total time excluding stops is going to be, remember we said 5 hours, but we can't include the stops. So 5 hours minus what? Remember the amount of stops that he had was
1 hour and 30
Hour
minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
hour and 30 minutes. So it's gonna be what?
4 hours and 30 minutes.
4 hours? No, can't be 4 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours and 30 minutes.
3 hours and 30 minutes. Because the 30 and this 30 is gonna give us 4, and then the 1 from here is gonna give us 5. So 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now calculate the average speed. Remember, speed equals to, so we want the average speed. Average speed is equal to distance over what?
Time?
Distance over time. Very good line, huh? So average speed is equal to distance. They do have this though, Miss Cooper. Not Miss Cooper, but Nancy. Paper 1 though. So distance over time.
I figure it can be a little more complicated than when you be this simple.
No. And then that time graph though, they usually I've been seeing a time graph on top people. They usually is just average speed directly. I've seen average speed.
I swear whoever make up mathematics, listen.
Mathematics is one person. You have to beat up several people. It wasn't one person who came up and invented. In fact, maths is still being invented today. It's a continual thing. It's a continual finding more ways to skin the cat, right?
Miss Timothy, I sure everybody in this classroom wanted to be the person who invented maths, shake them out of their grave, beat them up and put them back in. I'm telling you, it's possible.
They need to put a stop to maths now. Don't do maths.
Distance is what? The total distance is going to be 70, right?
Yes.
From Smith's Bend to River Rock. But why are you assuming it's a male though? I mean, say beat him up, right? It can't be a female who invented it. Y'all so biased, man.
I wasn't even thinking about gender. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, the total time is going to be 3 hours and 30 minutes. So 3 hours and 30 minutes written as in terms of hours, in terms of hours, is going to be 3.1.
5.
3.5 hours. Okay, it's very important to consider that. Okay, because 3 hours and 30 minutes is 3.5 hours, right? Or 3 hours and a half. Now, what is 70 divided by 3.5?
2.
2. Let me show you how to do this by hand, especially those who are taking the Bgcse. Let me show you how to do it by hand. What you would do is you would have to multiply both of these. I don't know if it's, anyway, we'll see. Multiply both of them by, I don't feel like it's 2. I think it's 200. Let me see. Let me just divide it properly.
200.
70 divided by 3.5. No, it's 20. But anyway, let's show you how to do it by hand. So you would take both of these, not multiply it by 2. Multiply it by 10. Okay, multiply it by 10. The reason why you want to multiply it by 10 is so your multiplication could be easier. So you would say 70 multiplied by 10. That gives you what? That gives you what? 70 multiplied by 10.
70.
700.
70. Oh, 700.
Yeah, so it's because you just add the zero. And so you
Zero,
have
yeah.
70 kilometers. 700 rather kilometers. And then 3.5 multiplied by 10. What you will do is you would move the decimal place over to the right. So that gives you what? 35. And so this is going to be equal to, now all you need to do is divide 700 by 35. And if you do that, you'll just get 20. Okay, so that's how you would deal with that decimal. First multiply top and bottom by 10, and then divide.
Mr. D,
Yes, sir.
so why we have to use 10 to multiply it?
We use 10 because it's only 1.1 number. It's only one decimal point behind. It's only one number behind the decimal point. So what I mean is, when we multiply 33.5 by 10, we get 35. And so that's all we wanted to do. We just wanted to get rid of this decimal point. So we use 10. If it was 3.57, then we had to multiply by what?
100.
100. So this was to move it 2 spaces. Okay? So
Okay.
that's why we use 10. It's a very good question, Ricardo. And so once you get both to be whole numbers, then you could divide it properly. To get 20. So 20 is going to be 20 kilometers per hour. That's the average speed. Okay, good. The screen is full. Please send in the notes for me, please. Please send in the notes. Let me see the graph. Let me see the questions and the answers. In the meantime, does anyone have any questions for me? Anyone?
Okay, I get three. Yeah, letter E.
Okay.
Because I see you
Um,
subtract 5 hours from 1 hour and 30 minutes, but that's like 4 hours and 30 minutes.
no, it can't be 4 hours and 30 minutes um because if it's 4 hours and 30 minutes, okay, let's do it properly. So it's gonna be hours and minutes. We have 5 hours, right? That's 0 minutes, and then 3 hours and 30 minutes. Sorry, not 3 hours, 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? So obviously you can't. Okay, so what'll happen is 0 minus 0 is, so we subtracting them. So 0 minus 0 is 0. You can't take away 3 from 0, so you must borrow. Okay, so this
You bought
becomes
4.
4. But you
That
have to
becomes a
add,
20.
you can't add 1, you have to add 60 because you borrow 1
60.
hour. This is 60. Okay, so basically this is saying 60 minus 30, which is 30. So now there's going to be 4 minus 1, which is 3. That's why it's 3 hours and 30 minutes. And if you think about it, 3 hours and 30 minutes, if you add 1 hour to that and 30 minutes, you would get what? Well, 0, 0 is 0, 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 3 and 1 is 4. But we know 4 hours and 60 minutes is what? Is 4 hours and an hour, because 60 minutes is an hour. Add these, you get 5 hours. You understand? Mr. Warren, you understand?
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. What part you don't understand?
Like, uh,
I think I go ahead. Tell me what part you don't understand. I want to put my no.
I would say do it over again, but like better.
No, okay. I think the best thing is okay. But look at the addition. I think the addition is the best way. If you have 3 hours and 30 minutes, and you add that to 1 hour and 30 minutes, can you see why it's 5 hours?
Yeah, you can see, because 60 minutes, yeah, 60
Yeah,
minutes is an hour.
yeah. So that's basically the idea. I mean, you don't have to do it like this, but that's basically the idea, and that's why when we have 5 hours, we minus an hour and 30 minutes. We have to get 3 hours and 30 minutes. We can't get 4 hours and 30 minutes because 4 hours and 30 minutes means all you subtracted was 30 minutes. No? Or it's still confusing? Let me know, Mr. Meadows.
I think I get it.
You sure?
No.
Say no. Okay. 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 If it's not 3 hours and 30 minutes, what you expect an answer to be?
4 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, good. But think about that. You have 5 hours, right? You have 5 hours. You take away 1 hour and
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes. So you even if you want to use your hand, you have 5 hours, 5 fingers up. You move an hour and 30 minutes. You didn't just move 30 minutes. You move a whole hour. So if you move an hour from 5, okay, if you move an hour from 5, how much you have?
4.
4. Now move 30 minutes.
Can't.
Can't move 30 minutes? If you move 30 minutes, it's like you are if you move 30 minutes, that's half an hour you moved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means it'll be 3 hours and that half that's left. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you how I'm thinking about it.
I understand it too, Mr. D.
So let's do what with fingers, because it's this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Good. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, so let's say each of them stand for hour, right? So take out 1 hour. How much you left with? 4 hours, right? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Now take away 30 minutes. 30 minutes is what? Half an hour, right?
Yeah, half of the
Yeah.
finger.
So half of the finger gone.
Yeah.
So how much you left with?
3 hours and 30 minutes.
Exactly. Okay, is that clear?
Okay, I can think about it like that. I mean, alright. I can try to go and do them and do something.
Alright. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so that's the idea. 3 hours and 30 minutes. But it ain't that deep. It's just knowing how to subtract time. Alright. Okay, someone is asking to join. Kennedy. Oh boy, I know Kennedy you're going to practice, right? But I could tease her.
Oh, Mr. T, I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it, you know.
No problem, it's fine. Which one? This one or the...
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Kennedy.
Hello.
Okay, you can move it.
You kind of slip in unnoticed, eh?
Ouch.
Where you been? Netflix, eh? Netflix series?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no. What's the excuse? What's the excuse this time?
From practice.
To practice, eh? That's what you always say. Ah, I just told them before you came, I said, boy, when Kennedy come, I could tease her about practice. But we believe you. I know you had practice. Just pull in your leg. All right, Kennedy?
All good. I was laughing too.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think we good. All right, so yeah, so it's time for oh yeah, so that brings us to the end. We end on that note. What I would say is that try B for homework. Um, try B, solve X. 9 to X equals to 27. Try thinking about how you do that over the weekend. And then when we come back, we'll begin with that. Or not really begin with it, because we don't usually begin on the wrong foot. We'll definitely consider it the next time we come. So try doing this one.
I did try, but I already can do it.
Yeah.
Is that the same like the exponent rules? Like look at the exponent rules for it.
No, this one you need to know. This one you can either use logarithms, right? Anyone ever did logarithms before?
No, so.
No.
Sounds familiar.
Logarithms, you gotta use logarithms. Or there's a rule for exponential equations. which tells us that if the base are the same, then the powers are equal. It's very easy.
Can you repeat what you just said?
If the base are the same, then the powers are equal.
Okay.
So that's a big hint for this question. Okay, so try it. If it's taking you more than 10 minutes, leave it. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. Okay, all right, we are spending a whole day on this question. We could tackle it in class. Okay, all right, so that brings us to the end of our math installation for this week. So that means for the rest of you all who are not staying for social and RK, I want to say have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you on Monday. That's week 8. Week 8. All right. So take care and have a wonderful one. All right.
All right, good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Bye.
All right. See you later, okay, Nancy. All right. Okay. Now, for the time for you all to redeem yourself.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I think we need notes first before we do this.
No. No. No notes. The notes is a giveaway. Kennedy says she need notes. How you got notes first? All right. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we're going to go into we're going to begin with some quizzes and then, all right. Okay. So this is social studies, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so social. Where all social studies courses? Okay, there it is. It's hiding. All right.
Yes.
All right, so I need to figure out where we are now. We are on which lesson we on? We did the seek and everything, right? Given food,
Yes,
special
sir.
rights.
Yes, sir.
We did religion. Oh, this what we did last class. Religion being a part of their right? This is what we did last class. Mhm. Talking about how what their heaven was. This is what we did last class, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next up is this History 13. History 13. So all right, so that means we need to have a quiz on that. And they will epically fail, I think. History 13.
All of us be gonna fail.
Is epically failed. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, prove me wrong then. All right. So we begin. Drum roll, please. Any drum roll, people? Drum roll. Very good. You're all funny. All right. Good. All right. Good stuff. So when we study,
We did this already.
we did this already.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We did this one already? Okay, all right. So that means
Yes,
it's History 14. That's what we need to do. All right. All right. All right. This one is a double epic failure. All right. All right. In the 15th century, Europeans' knowledge of the world had been static for nearly 200 years, 500 years, 700 years, or 900 years.
I would say B.
You'd say B.
I'd say B too.
When we say static, what do we mean? Static. If something is static, it's what?
Uh, I I don't know.
You don't know?
B, try B.
Wait, before we even select one. When we say static, we mean something that's
Don't
stationary.
move.
That what?
Don't move.
Doesn't move. So what they're trying to say is that
Oh yes.
yeah, something static. So they're trying to say is that before the 15th century arrived, that there was a certain period before that of nearly blank years where the knowledge was not moving forward, right? It was stationary, it was static, it was not moving, it wasn't going nowhere. Not until say it again.
A.
B is B.
Someone said B, it's B, it have to be B, all right.
It's B.
They're saying it's B. Okay, all right. So
Huh? Bump,
all
bump,
right,
bump.
it's A, right?
I knew it. I just knew it.
All right, so so in the 15th century, European knowledge of the world had been static for nearly 200 years. So they wasn't really making much progress before 200 years, right? So, but in the 15th century, things started to change, and that's where, remember the idea of the Renaissance come to mind, whereby knowledge wasn't really improving like that for a very long time. But then, after this period of staticness and not moving, then the rebirth of knowledge came. Okay, and so that's what Renaissance is about. All right, in the blank, Marco Polo had traveled overland to China and India, and European trade with these countries of the East was now well established. In the blank century, the Vikings had probably reached America, but this had no lasting impact on European knowledge of the wider world. So is it in the 17th century, 18th century, 12th century, 19th century, 13th century, and 11th century, or 9th century and 15th century? Wow, quiet, boy, quiet. Quiet as a mouse.
What is it?
Yeah, I gotta think of this one now.
You gotta stack the knife.
Yeah. See, this is why we should read notes first.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we should have done that first.
Y'all haven't done this in school? Y'all haven't done this in school yet?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
I know the first part, but the second part I'm a little iffy of.
What'd you say for the first part?
I think B. I mean C. C?
C?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Cooper.
I think C.
You think C. Cooper's saying she thinks C. And let's see. Yes,
Yay!
it is C. So in the 13th century, Marco Polo traveled overland to China and India. And European trade with these countries of the East was now well established. So what they're doing now is this. First, they started off by telling us, hey, things wasn't really happening, much before 200 years, up until the 15th century. And so they're giving us some history. So it couldn't have been the 17th and 18th century because that's after the 15th century. And it couldn't have been B because B is 12th and 19th. You can't go over the 15th century. So, and then it's 9th, and so either one, it could have been C or D, but C is correct because it's telling us when Marco Polo traveled to China and India, and it tells us what happened as a result of his trade. That hey, listen, trade with these countries is now firm, but then they're saying, hey, even though there had been some movements, and some investigations and some exploration that happened before the 15th century, they're saying, hey, it wasn't really significant. It still didn't really make a lasting impact. Okay, so that's the idea that they're trying to say. They're saying they said that in the 11th century, the Vikings had probably reached America, but this had no lasting impact on European knowledge of the wider world. Okay, so even though there was some exploration being done, it still didn't have a strong impact on the knowledge and information of that the Europeans had in the 15th century. Okay, all right. Okay. In the 15th century, blank were very important for preserving and giving taste to food, especially meat.
Spices. Spices.
Spices. Someone said spices. It's not maize. What is maize?
Corn.
Corn.
And that's definitely in it.
Definitely.
I did taste.
And it can't be milk. Can't preserve.
No.
Well, refrigerators.
No.
Definitely not.
They had them things back in the days.
You know them things back in the day. Okay. All right. Very good. Spices, which was not one of the goods merchants brought overland to Europe on what was called the Silk Route. Which was not.
E.
Say it again.
Cars. Cars.
Cars.
Yeah.
Cars.
That don't fit with the rest.
That don't fit with the rest. Very good. So these spices, along with other goods such as silk, rice, perfumes, and gems, came from the Far East. Merchants brought them overland through the Middle East to Europe on what is called the Silk Route. Very good. The Silk
big back then.
The Silk Route had been closed to European merchants by the arrival of a new power in the Middle East, namely the blank Turks.
C. Okay. C, I guess.
Who said that?
Kennedy. C.
Kennedy? Why are you so sure it's C, Kennedy?
It sound right.
It sound right. Ottoman.
It sound right.
It sound right.
I don't know.
I think B.
You think B? Okay, so
It's C.
Oh,
you can go.
I think it's B.
Napoleon was there since the 19th century, so it don't make sense. It's C.
It's C?
It's C.
All right.
What?
All right, Kennedy. All right,
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Kennedy's quite cool. All right. I need to make these more hard. I need to make this more hard. It's too easy. All right. So yes, it is C. It's the Ottoman Turks. So what they're trying to say is that, remember they're saying that they used to use the Silk Route to transfer stuff like gems, spices, what other stuff we saw? Everything but cars.
Rice, silk.
Right? And so, but they're saying that what happened is that this route that they had to trade with the East, this route was closed by a new power called the Ottoman Turks. So the Ottoman Turks closed that route that they're able to go through. In blank, the Turks conquered Constantinople, modern day Istanbul, a major crossroad of the East-West trade. They wanted the trade route for themselves. That's selfish, but they end up closing they end up conquering, the Ottoman Turks end up conquering Constantinople, and they close off the route. They say, listen, we want this for ourselves. So, what year that happened?
Gotta think.
I feel like B, I think.
I think B. I'll go with B. That's Deshaun?
Yes, so.
Deshaun.
I think it's A.
I think it's A.
I know it's A. No, I don't say. Yeah,
I think it's A.
It's A.
Okay, so we're gonna go with A.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I missed Cooper. It's A.
Yes.
Let's go. Oh wow.
It's A. It's A. It's A. It is A. Very good. 1450. How you figure that, Miss Cooper?
Guessing.
Yeah,
Okay, I think I get it.
I don't remember. I don't know if I had before, but it was
Yeah.
lucky guessing.
Yeah. 1453. It can't be
Because
1649, 53, because it's not the 15th century.
uh-uh.
Can't be 1376. Um, I don't know. It also stood out to me. 1453 just stands out like a sore thumb almost.
Yeah, to
I don't
me,
know. I don't know why it does that, but it just seemed like the like the fitted answer. I don't know. I don't know why, but it is right. It is 1453. You Man, this is too easy. This one is a giveaway. Europeans wanted to keep their trade linked and also thought something else could be gained from blank, blank, and blank, namely gold, silver, and precious stone. Was it
C.
Abaco, Andros, and Acklands, Florida, France, and Fort Lauderdale,
C.
India, China, and Japan, or Orlando, Mexico, and Haiti?
C.
E.
C.
C.
Why C?
Yeah.
She was like the most rich back then, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Yeah. I would Andros, gold and precious stone.
No. C.
I
You
don't
know they won't
know.
come to the Bahamas. He wasn't even there yet.
All right. Okay. Very good. All right, y'all, pretty good. Okay, this is what's going like. this is, I like this question. This one. I like how I put the options. Good. People hope to get rich. They may have read Marco Polo's account of his journey to the court of blank in China. The book told of enormous wealth and luxury. Hmm
Well, this interesting
B,
thing.
because I saw a movie about this. B. I'm risking it
Yeah,
all.
Yeah, it is B.
I would say B.
B.
Yes, sir. B.
Why you say B?
Because it's B.
Because it's B.
It's B.
It's
It's
B.
B.
I'm
I
just
sure.
guessing at this point.
Let's repeat. It's B.
It's the petite is B. All right. You sure it's B?
I sure.
Cuba.
I am sure. I
Um.
remember watching a movie about
Yes, B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
okay.
How y'all know though? I want to know how y'all know.
I watched it from a movie.
I think we guessed that.
I want to know how Miss Cooper know. That's how I know.
She using a book.
Okay.
She using something.
It's Cooper use. I don't know what she using. Probably using the internet or something, but
Searching Google.
Google search.
Hello.
Oh, ask Siri.
She didn't deny it. She didn't deny it. No, she didn't.
I never.
Hey, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
I think she asked Siri.
Oh, I think she asked Siri too.
What?
Siri? What is
What?
All right. Okay. Google this then. Google this. All right. The blank sailor, Christopher Columbus, had a copy of this book, Marco Polo's account of his journey to the court of Kubla Khan, in which he underlined the words blank, precious stones, blank, ivory or pepper nuts, nutmeg, cloves, and abundance of other spices. He knew that much greater quantities of goods could be brought by blank than could be carried on horseback or camels over the land.
I gotta see all the answers first.
The blank sailor, Columbus, so Bahamian, American, got Genoese, Spanish. He read of Marco Polo's account in which he underlined with the words gold, myrrh, ship, diamonds, ornaments, plain, pearls, brocades, and ship, or Spanish, bucan, and train. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
May I see all the answers, please?
That's all answers A, B, and A, B, C, and D.
C. Missy.
Read it carefully.
It's not D because, first of all, Christopher Columbus ain't Spanish. He was Italian. C.
Yeah, I'd see. I think.
I thought he's Italian, but C. He is Italian. Oh, you talk about that, yeah. C.
C.
Yeah. I don't think A makes sense to me.
A don't make no sense to you.
And I think you use a ship, so C.
Oh, I found it.
C. I
C.
guess.
Anyone else wants it? C.
Me.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
Hmm. Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. He was born in Genoa, Italy. Right. Remember. So he was not only Italian but a specific type, Genoese. So Genoa, Italy. That's where he was born. It's the capital of the Italian region of Liguria. So that's where he was born, Genoa, Italy. So where was he was born in Genoa, Italy. So that's important to know that not only Italy but in Genoa, Italy. Right? So that's important. And also what gave it away is that what really gave it away, I believe, was that it can't be D because um train, like he didn't travel the train. B, it can't be B because he's,
I remember the thing.
yeah, it can't be B because he ain't gonna go use no plane.
Yeah, it can be.
And it can't be A because this is in the
Yeah,
Bahamas.
I don't think they had planes. Yeah, they don't have planes back then.
Not at this time. Not at this time. So and it couldn't be A because he was in a Bahamian. He was
Yeah, that's fine.
so
No, it's like probably.
yes, he was
I was thinking either A or C. That's the hint, so.
yeah. Okay, so 89.
How much you get wrong?
Oh, all right. That's I think get
One
like
wrong?
Just one.
3.
We only get
Oh, that's
one
one.
wrong.
Oh,
Just one wrong. Just one wrong.
my bad.
Y'all got all right except for one.
I said 89.
89.
You didn't trust me.
Oh, I thought it was 2. My bad.
Yeah, only one wrong. Alright, so let's get into the notes for today. So, oh my goodness.
I mean, it was a good quiz, Mr. Petit.
It's a good quiz? Alright, that's good.
Yeah.
Cosmic change.
Yeah, except for Cooper that to use Siri.
Yeah. Cooper was like, yeah, that right. I know that right. That
Totally.
right. That right. I was like, Cooper, how you know that right? It's just right.
Totally.
Okay, let's see. Where is the social studies class? Okay, so we on this. We managed to do that. Alright. Okay, so
You're religious, eh?
no, we are not religious. What I need to do is I need to get through this. We only have about 3 minutes and we spend most of the time on that. So what I'll do is I'll just send you the notes.
Okay.
I already have them written down. So what I want you to do is I'm gonna read it. And then what I want you to do is I want you to write them down on your side. Waiting enough time to actually type it out. But take a picture of it and then write it out on your own. So today is what, Thursday? The what, 4th February
24th.
Yeah.
2022. Alright, so this is the last part of the AWACS. So the social studies. And the question is topic is how do we know about the AWACS? Okay, so when we study history, we undertake a rigorous exercise in gathering and assessing evidence.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
You can zoom in and take a photo, would you?
Okay, zoom it all the way out like this. Okay, good.
What's that?
Not at the end, but you have to take multiple pictures.
Alright.
Wait, unless I do it like this. Let's see. Maybe if I do it like this, it'll be. Yeah, right out. If like this, you could take it. Good. So that's the complete notes right there. So when we study history, we undertake a rigorous exercise in gathering and assessing evidence. From this evidence, we draw conclusions, much like you do in your science class. This evidence is based on a variety of sources. The four main ways of finding about the Arawaks would be through using archaeological evidence. So that's one way we could find out about the Arawaks and how they lived and stuff like that. From old sites like human and animal bones, clay, pottery, stone, and bones and tools, even rock paintings in caves. Then there are written accounts. There are written accounts by visitors to the Caribbean, such as Spaniards, who we will learn about in the next chapter. So in the next chapter, we'll learn more about the Spaniards. Now, since the Arawaks had no form of writing, we cannot know their own view of themselves. But we must also be careful of the Spanish view of the Arawaks, which may be biased, misleading, or self-serving. So we can learn about Arawaks through archaeological evidence. That's like looking at human remains and digging up some stuff. We can learn about them through what has been written about them. We have to be careful about what people write about people, because sometimes they may not be right. So someone may say writing about Miss Cooper, they may say Miss Cooper is something something, and then when you go back, you read and you say, well, this ain't what Miss Cooper was. But because Miss Cooper didn't write anything and only they write stuff about Miss Cooper, they could not be telling the truth. So that's why we have to be careful about reading stuff about the Arawaks, because especially if the Spaniards wrote it, because the Spaniards could be biased in what they say about the Arawaks. Oh, the Arawaks try fight us. One day, that time the Arawaks was dead, peaceful and calm. And they say, oh, they
It
try
was the
fight us.
act of self-defense.
Exactly, right? So, that's why we have to be careful about reading stuff, what people write about other people. So that's another thing. Another way we can know about the Arawaks is through anthropology. And anthropology is, they're going to explain right now, we can study modern descendants of Arawaks and Caribs who still live in isolated areas of Venezuela and Guyana. Looking at primitive people and the way they lived is called anthropology. So we can look at, what the descendants of these people do, right? For example, if we want to know what the Jews back then used to do, we could look at what the Jews now do, right? Like the Jews now still is do Passover, like they still is kill lamb and stuff like that. So they still is eat unleavened bread, like they still do that. So looking now at what the Jews do currently, they give us an idea of what the Jews did in the past. That's anthropology. The same thing with the Arawaks now, looking at their descendants. Their descendants still don't wear plenty clothes. They still don't wear suit and tie. They still, in the jungle doing jungle stuff, right? Like, so if that's what the descendants doing, living in huts and in hammocks and stuff, if that's what the descendants doing, well, what do you think the people who was before them did? It just makes sense, right? So that's another way we can study about the Arawaks and how we could know about them. And then another way is if we look at linguists, if we ask the linguists. So if we look at the words, if we study words, and we go back and see, well, where does this word come from? Where does this word come from? Where does this word come from? Oh, you mean bukan? Oh, bukan was okay. What they used to do on the fire and used to burn meat. Oh, so that tell us about the pirates. So if you look at where words come from, that can give you an idea of, you know, what the people used to do. Because sometimes people usually, um, they usually, um, they usually make up words to describe what they do. So, looking back at words and word roots and where the words come from could give us an idea of the people and what they used to do. So linguists study word origins and connections. If we trace where words originally came from and what their meanings are from this, what their meanings are from, this can tell us something about the societies from which they originated. For example, tobacco is the Arawak word for smoking pipe. Europeans mistakenly added this word to their own languages to mean the weed inside the pipe rather than the pipe itself, right?
We had weed.
Yes, Miss Kennedy.
How do you screw that? You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, that's they on track. Um, okay, okay, okay. So that's good. Um, okay. So write this down in your own time. We don't have no more time left for me to keep it up. But write it down and then keep it for your notes. All right.
So that's it, Mr. Petit.
For social, yes, for social.
Okay, see you next week.
All right, no problem. Now for RK. Um, for RK, y'all got 100 by luck. By luck, y'all got a
Well, we use our brains.
yeah.
Please don't lose the tea. I use the spot.
Y'all got 100 by luck.
We looking for the artist or not?
By luck, y'all got 100 last
Yeah,
week.
you know, just so far from here.
Oh, I don't think I added the quiz yet. Y'all give me a moment to add the quiz. Give me a moment to
Okay.
give me a moment to add the quiz. So the last quiz we did, I think we did also. I'm saying I think we did all the quizzes on this. We did up to. Did we do the? Did we did Mary visit Elizabeth quiz?
No, sir. We bring no, we didn't do that.
We never did the quiz on Mary visit Elizabeth.
No, sir. No, sir. I think the first question we did this was the birth of.
Yeah, the birth of John announced
Yes, sir.
and the birth of Jesus announced. We didn't do a
Yes.
quiz on Mary. Oh, that's strange. How much questions is this? This is for the 11. Okay, all right. Let's do this one then. Um, current lesson. Okay, are you sure? I feel like we did this. All right. Anyway, let's go. So this is gonna be taken from. I shouldn't tell y'all where it's taken from. Y'all get all the answers.
Why not?
No, I tell you where it's taken from. Like tell you it's taken from afterwards. Anyway, I can still do it because y'all ain't gonna die. It is taken from um mm, Bible study. Okay, so the verse where it's taken from is Luke chapter 1, verse 39 to 56. Right? That's where the quiz comes from. Okay, so and we begin. Blank is a hill country. Asia, Nineveh, Egypt, or Judea. Blank is a hill country.
I ain't go to Egypt.
You could Egypt.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold on, let's think about this.
I think C. Like, I will go with B. I ain't sure.
You could B.
I'm gonna trust Destiny on this one.
And go with B. You never? Alright.
Yeah.
We gotta think about this.
No, they go with us to B.
And go with B. We lock that in.
I lock and sleep, but they got B. So
Alright. It's D to D.
Ah,
So no, I was right.
I know.
Alright. Which of the following statement is true? Elizabeth baby moved when she heard Mary's greeting. Elizabeth baby spoke when she heard Mary's greeting. Mary baby moved when Elizabeth greeted her, or none of the above.
A,
A.
Say B.
A, A.
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 Hey, Alicia, is on the move with us. Okay, you say
That's
A.
with J or something.
All right. A. Yes, Elizabeth baby moved. John leaped. John leaped. All right. So blank said, "You are the blessed. You are the most blessed of all women, and blessed is the child you would bear. You would bear." Who said that?
C.
So Mary said, "You are the most blessed of all women, and blessed is the child you will bear."
A,
No. A.
Say B.
A.
A. A.
A. Why A? Why A?
It sounds sensible.
It's
So I thought it had become beautiful.
sounds sensible. Okay. It is A. Elizabeth told Mary that you are blessed of all women because she is carrying who?
Baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Saya.
Yeah, the Messiah. Right. Okay, next up. Who was the speaker talking to? The speaker of the
Mary.
previous. Yeah, she's talking now.
Mary.
A.
Yes, A.
Oh.
What great thing? What great thing was Elizabeth talking about? What
Her
great thing?
pregnancy. Her
See?
pregnancy.
B.
Um.
They correct. Oh, no. Miss Betty, what's going on here?
What's going on here?
For real? The
Okay.
Lord's mother.
So, what great thing was she talking about when she said, we have to go back to, what it was, Luke, right?
Yes, sir.
Luke chapter 1,
Yes, I should have got it on me.
39 to 56. Okay, so soon afterward, Mary got ready and hurried off to a hill country of Judea. She went into Zachariah's house and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the baby moved within her. Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit and said in a loud voice, "You are the most blessed of all women, and blessed is the child you will bear. Why should this great thing happen to me, that my Lord's mother come to visit me?"
Finally, just pull up the scripture read to get all of it right.
Uh,
Right. You should. Oh boy. I screenshot this whole thing.
so the Lord's mother visited her. Okay, good. Okay, number 6.
That was the next time.
The baby jumped with gladness as soon as he smelled food.
C.
He hugged Mary.
See.
See, she heard her greeting. Okay, good. Mary's soul was blank because of God, her Savior. Sad, restless, troubled.
Um,
Mary's soul,
A.
Glad.
yeah, of course, glad. She is happy. According to Mary, God shows mercy to those who offer sacrifices, first gifts,
Honor him.
honor him, or bribe him.
Honor him.
honor him.
Yeah, very good. He has kept the promise he made to our ancestors. Who is the ancestor she is speaking of? Noah, Terah, Hagar, or Abraham and his descendants?
D.
D. Okay, we're gonna go with
Whoever says D,
very good. D. How long did he show mercy to Abraham and his descendants?
For 3 years.
D.
I think
How long?
5 years.
5 years. We're gonna go with 5 years.
Let's think about this.
Yeah, let's think.
How long did God show mercy to Abraham and his descendants? 3 years, forever, 5 years, or 10,000 years.
Hmm.
13.
Yes, I know.
Say it again. How long
Yes.
did God show mercy to Abraham and his descendants? Is it 3 years, forever, 5 years, or 10,000 years?
I just guessing at this point. Forever.
Forever?
Wait, no. D.
I think it's C.
C.
I think it's C. I know.
Yeah,
5 years.
5 years. You think this is
Okay.
selection?
You say
you
5.
can say I don't know which one.
Okay.
I got 5.
Okay, so let's go with C. You say
Yeah.
no, forever.
See?
See, no, you can't blame us because you changed the answer.
I can't.
I was like, forever. I was like, nah,
Yeah,
5 years.
forever has
I was
God.
like, really like it's the animal, but it was like 5 years. I said, okay, y'all go 5 years then.
Yeah, forever has God ever stopped being good? No, always been good. Always show mercy.
Oh,
All right. All right. Mary stayed about blank with Elizabeth. 3 years, 6 months, 1 year, or 3 months.
B.
B.
B. You sure it's B?
D.
Yes, sir.
I
B.
know.
Okay.
All right. It's not C.
B.
You say D? It's D, right?
No.
6 months. 6 months.
6 months.
Okay.
6 months. All right.
I knew it.
3 months.
Wait, hold on now. Hold on now.
Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the Bible. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's go to the Bible.
We need to redo.
I know it'll come in 6 months.
Mary stayed about what?
3 months.
3 months with Elizabeth and then went back home.
See, by your interest, by your interest, and I say, do you know?
I can hear you, Destiny. You kind of
Hold
muffled.
on now. This ain't right.
My bad.
Say the same right.
No, man.
Say right.
I say, before you want to say wrong, man.
We need to redo. Just saying. Hold on. What the scripture is? Luke what?
You're doing so bad.
1 verse 39 to 56.
Bible.
All right. Okay, so let's see how much we got out of
Yeah.
11.
Oh no.
9.
You,
64. Okay, that's that's
this is not it.
all right. So okay, so let's what's the last thing we did in Archie? So we did the birth of John announced. We did the birth of Jesus announced. We did Mary visits Elizabeth. We did the birth of John, or we haven't done the birth of John yet.
We was talking about them in the temple
Oh yeah, so he's talking about the boy Jesus. Okay.
with Anna and Simon.
And yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. So did I give you all notes on that?
A lot. Yes, sir.
Say a lot.
Well, not a lot, but yeah,
Okay, let me
there's
see.
a few.
Let me see. Yes. The widow and Jesus presented in the temple and all that stuff. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay. So let's head up. We only have about 10 minutes left, but let's see what we can make out of it. So today is the 24th of February. Still subject is still religious studies. Please take down these notes for me. Give me 2 minutes. I come right back. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing that comes in sequence is the after the boy Jesus is the ministry of John. Okay, so we're gonna look at that. The ministry of John. So the ministry of John, and then the scripture reference is gonna be from Luke chapter 14, verses 1 to 12. So Luke chapter 14, verse 1 to 12. So I need readers. Any readers for me, please?
I'll read.
No read. Okay. Anyone else?
I'll read.
You'll read Kennedy. Okay. So Kennedy.
I want to read also.
Okay. So Kennedy, Hestiny, and Miss Cooper is going to read for us. Luke. Why is that? I don't think it's Luke. I have a Luke here. The ministry of John. No, it's not Luke. So no, not Luke. Let's see what the scripture is. Matthew, not Luke. Matthew 14. We're gonna read Matthew. Mm, yeah, Matthew chapter 1. Matthew chapter 3, 1 to 17. Yes, very good. Very good. Yes, this is it. Matthew, so change the scripture from, we're just going to read from 1 to 12 though. Yeah, from 1 to 12. So Matthew chapter 3, verses 1 to 12. That's the scripture that's supposed to be looking at. Matthew chapter 3, verses 1 to 12. Speaking about John the Baptist. Okay. So it'll be Miss Cooper, then Kennedy, then Miss Cooper, then Hestiny, then Cooper, Kennedy, and Hestiny until they all finish all the way up to 12. So Cooper, Kennedy, then Hestiny in that order. Y'all keep on reading verse by verse until you finish the up to verse 12. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
you begin. Read clearly now.
Mm. At that time, John the Baptist came to the desert of Judea and started preaching.
Turn away from your sins, he said, because the kingdom of heaven is now.
Go on, Hestiny. Where's Hestiny? She left?
She didn't
She's
mean
still there.
I can't hear that. I go jump again.
You can't hear us?
it. Oh, well. She said she gonna leave again. She left.
Oh, okay.
She back.
All right. Can you hear us now, Miss Hestiny?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So start from verse 3.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
You say you want to read?
Yeah, you want to read it? Okay. She probably didn't hear us, but we said it's
Oh,
you,
yeah.
it's Miss Cooper, Kennedy, then Hestiny in that order. All the way until they all reach the verse 2, the verse 12. So start again, Miss Hestiny.
At that time, John the Baptist came to the desert of Judea and started preaching.
Turn away from your sins, he said, because the kingdom of heaven is now.
John was the man the prophet Isaiah was talking about when he said, "Someone is shouting in the desert, prepare a road for the Lord, make a straight path for him to travel."
John's clothes were made of camel's hair. He wore a leather belt around his waist, and his food was locusts and wild honey.
The people came to him from Jerusalem, from the whole province of Judea, and from all over the country near the the Jordan River.
They confessed their sins and he baptized them in the Jordan.
When John saw many Pharisees and Sadducees coming to him to be baptized, he said to them, "You snakes, who told you that you could escape from the punishment God is about to send?"
Do those things that show that you have turned from your sins.
And don't think you can escape punishment by stating that Abraham is your ancestor. I tell you that our God can take these rocks and make descendants for Abraham.
The axe is ready to cut down the trees at the roots. Every tree that does not bear good fruit will be cut down and thrown in the fire.
I baptize you with water to show that you have repented, but the one who will come after me will baptize you in the Holy Spirit and fire. Oh, he is much greater than I am. I am not good enough to even carry his sandals.
He has his winnowing shovel with him to thresh out all the grain. He will gather his wheat into his barn, but he will burn the chaff in a fire that never goes out.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for reading. So a lot we can learn about John in this thing. First we can learn. First we can talk about. So this is the notes part. We can talk about John's
We still
location.
writing?
Yeah, that's notes, right? So John's location. So John lived in the desert, right?
You know it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I know it's 9 o'clock. What does that mean, Miss Cooper?
No, because usually you say his arms with the feet cut up. That's why I thought you didn't know.
Okay. Yeah. Can I have for 5 more minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
All right. John lived in the desert, or we could say the wilderness, right? But would occasionally visit the public areas. He would go to areas of the public to what? To preach
To preach.
a message. To preach a message from God. All right. So that's his location. John's diet.
Mr. Petit,
Yes, ma'am.
when they say you eat locusts and wild honey, that's the only thing you used to eat, or there's main things to eat?
That's a good question. They don't tell us nothing else that he ate. Um, I I don't think that's the only thing he ate though. Um I think that's
And honey.
what he primarily ate. But I don't
So
think
that's main meals.
I think mean. I think it means so. He ate locust and wild honey. Okay. John had a simple diet. All right. So he had a simple diet. He had a simple diet. He had a simple diet to be an example to the people who ate a lot of rich food. Okay. Tell him I come in. Tell him I come in. All right. All right. So that's just his diet. So what was his? So we have John's diet now. Next thing is
How he dressed.
yes, John's dress.
How he dressed.
Right, so John's dress. So according to the Bible, he wore
Camel skin.
he wore what?
Camel skin with one belt.
Yeah, he wore his clothes were made of camel's hair, and he wore a leather belt around his waist. Okay. And he wore camel's hair around his waist. Now John's audience. Okay, John's audience was, or we could say his audience was who? Who was his audience? The Pharisees.
The people who he sent back and call them snakes.
Yes, the Pharisees and Sadducees. He just was telling them you cannot be, hypocrites. You can't try to be faking. And so, he's trying to tell them, hey, listen, you have to be walking in the right path, and they wasn't walking the right path. And so he's trying to tell them, hey, listen, you have to walk in the right path. So John's audience was the Pharisees and Sadducees and other Jewish people, right? John's message. John's message. What was his message to them?
That to repent.
Repent and be what?
The
Baptized.
kingdom of God is coming.
We tell them to repent, and the kingdom was now, or something like that.
And the Messiah, they need to, they repent and be baptized, and they need to prepare their hearts for the coming of the Messiah. Okay? All right. And okay, so we'll end here. Only for the sake of time, we wouldn't, really continue. Because I know y'all have school in the morning. So So we're gonna end right here. I want to say a special thank you for each and every one of you who stayed back.
I ain't got school tomorrow.
You don't have school tomorrow?
I am midterm.
Yeah, we are midterm.
Look at y'all.
But have a wonderful night. Take care, and I'll see you all, God's in your life, on next week. Next week.
Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
But before you end this call, yesterday you end this call. I mean, that's not yesterday. Before yesterday, you supposed to play something.
Yeah, we just
And you just came to call.
Say it again.
I said that before yesterday. I was supposed to tell you something, but you just time to call.
For real? I figured you said
I
something now.
and call that like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm still waiting for the famous Mr. You say keep on going. You say you're gonna send me, just never send
You're
me.
right. You're right. What video that was?
Um, I didn't forget myself, you know.
Okay.